This will be another one of those videos where I shit on a game that I used to actually be interested in, and while I'm doing it, I will display one of the best characters in the game, the Highlander. I'm shitting on Ubisoft. Not. I'm shitting on Ubisoft too, but I'm shitting on For Honor because when the game first came out, it was legitimately fun. It had an interesting combat style. I mean, obviously the point of the campaign was to get you in the multiplayer. And to be fair, the game started off with a lot of problems in multiplayer, getting it to function. But when it started out, it was cool, interesting. It's a game where you play different historical warrior characters and the three factions, the knights, Vikings, and samurai. Obviously, you chose the Vikings because you're not a fucking pussy. You're not an idiot. You're not stupid. You know, the Vikings are the only ones that care. The rest of them don't really exist. And you had characters that were cheesy, like the Warlord and the Raider. That the Raider can literally just pick you up, drive you like 7 feet, and throw you. You know, a lot of ledge. And the same thing with the Warlord. You know, with the shield bash, he can drive you off the ledge. And I mean, I totally didn't become the top 3% Warlord from being cheesy. I was totally just good with the character. But I mean, it had an interesting gear system where you kind of had to sort of choose a route. Yeah, choose to be an absolute bulwark and when you get revenge. And revenge, the mechanic that it's this bar that fills up when you get hit or attacked, and the more people are hitting on you, the more the bar comes up because it's sort of like a aha. Now I'm your. You get a shield, you get a lot of attack, a lot of damage reduction, and you're uninterruptible. It effectively just makes you. And again, things like that could turn gameplay the get effectively a wipe if you're getting your ass beat to a point where you can come back. And the gear would give you like either attack, but you would lose attack and revenge. It'd give you like defense, but you would lose like health. And it was, uh, you had to kind of choose your route. And this is when the game first came out. When the game first came out, like Berserker had no unblockables. What other character did they change a lot? I think Berserker was the only one that had like only the assassins had like a dodge light, but it didn't like light parry ya if they got it. So you lost nothing from just throwing them out. Well, I do remember he didn't have a dodge, the unblockable heavy finisher, but his finisher would do like 90 fucking damage if he had the top heavy that as a finisher, and getting people off guard with that was just like a nuke. Highlander wasn't even out, but see, when they first showcased this game before it came out, they showed the card of this character, and you just seen a little bit of the sword, and I'm like, I don't know who that character is, but I'm gonna play the fuck out of that character and be good with him. And lo and behold, when the second season came around, I played the fuck out of him. But what happened with For Honor was they inexplicably tried to cater to newer players and like more casual. Like they try to cater to the top 5% and like the bottom 20%. People playing it and getting carried with their friends, or the top five that play this game religiously, leaving a good 65, 75% of the players with just a worse product, unless you had friends that could carry you You know, you had that one good friend, and the rest were kind of not bad, but man, you're not going to have a good time playing this game because you'll just get lit the fuck up. Even after the changes. And one stupid fucking change they did was when you lost stamina and you got knocked on your ass, and then the enemy would hit you and you just gain all that stamina back. It's like, the point of the game wasn't really to be quick with combat. It was to be, slow, methodical, even in gank situations, sort of gauge them. And if you were an idiot and just blew through your stamina, well, you deserve to get bowled over because you weren't being smart, and you deserve to just get heavily fucking damaged. But now they changed that. And another thing they changed was the gear, where you had to waste a lot more steel and the other resource, iron, to upgrade it. And you might get like a perk, but you also might not get the perk because the optimum strat is to get like the 3 perks. And some of them are fine, other ones are whatever, but you had to upgrade to increase the bar in order to get this perk. I stopped caring. Like, I did that for like 2 or 3 characters, and really just stopped caring on the others. Like, I went for the armor that looked cool and the sword that looks cool, but now I probably have like hundreds of like loot crates that I'll never fucking use, just simply because I just don't fucking care. At least on Xbox now, there's a way to do cross save. I completely got rid of my Xbox. I don't know if that's even possible anymore, but we'll see. Hopefully, I can get that stuff from there. If not, whatever. But you would choose a character and actually get good with that character. But now, and this is the thing with many like fighting games, like Street Fighters, or like games like Tekken. Like there's some characters that are just good. Like to an extent, skill will carry, but some characters just objectively better than others. If that wasn't the case, well, they wouldn't make them different. They wouldn't have characters that excelled in different things. They'd all just be the same. And they're kind of just releasing characters that are amazing at, like, Kyoshin and Black Prior are effectively the same character. They have an all around that they can benefit from. They have a bash light. They have a side dodge attack. They have a bash after a heavy that gives them a free light. Like, there's really I guess what's different is the style, really. Like, Kyoshin has his all around that can do like a 4-hit light combo, or like either do the area or unblockable top. Black Prior can just flip anybody. He has the parry everything. I mean, Highlander is at least interesting, and he's the best fucking character, but I mean, obviously, what am I kidding? Highlander, top tier character, don't fucking care what anyone says. He's a perfect character, right? He has an offensive stance, a defensive, his regular stance, different attacks depending. You have to gauge your opponent with him, and if you can do that, you'll just bowl them over. Shigoki, again, they did the thing where he gets a headbutt that actually fucking does damage. Like, you notice his attacks don't really do, like, shoves don't do stamina damage anymore. They have to make him actually do damage. Effectively give Gladiator's Haymaker to everyone. And it's like, well, that just makes Gladiator bad. Well, not really bad, it's just, why would I try going for the shove mix-up of Gladiator above just being Shigoki? Like, okay, Gladiator's an assassin, Shigoki's a tank. But he can do just about anything after his headbutts, and people are and I think there's certain attacks that just don't really stun anymore. Like they got rid of stuns, a lot of stuns. They got rid of just a lot of mechanics that other characters had that made them interesting. You know, they've added characters that are just good at everything. You know, and if you're good at we don't really have to be good with some of them. Just know the mix-ups. You just get eviscerated unless you're Highlander and you just fucking offensive light the fuck out of their stupid shit and kick they dumb ass and done my glass they ass. So it's just they've really just changed the game to where I don't know if I'll pick it up, and if I do, I'm not gonna be really go hard in the game anymore because there's just no reason. Like they changed the game too much to where I've fallen off. But I mean, is there anything else I can show? Ubisoft owns the game, which is a crime. Fuck Ubisoft. But to their credit, this was an interesting game with an interesting combat style. And when it released, it was new. You know, people got it. It had an addicting gameplay loop. But now it's just, unless you have friends to play it with, there's no reason to. I mean, they added like Breach and like Tribute, and no one plays Tribute, but Breach gives you the most uh, EXP to power level. But again, if you're not playing with another 3 other people, you're not like that are on your team and you're coordinating with, you're having a bad time. So I used to be able to recommend this game, but now I can't. I just can't recommend the game anymore, and it's sad because it was an interesting game at the time, albeit toxic. It was a good way to relieve stress. But now I can't even really get mad if I die. It's like, okay, I died because some stupid character had a feat that one taps you. Literally, like one of the characters, if he stores up souls, and like one of his abilities can just one tap you. One of them, the one with the big axe, the Hitokiri, has one that's literally just a massive fucking goofy attack that if it hits you, you just die. And I mean, I guess they gave every character a trump card. Well, okay, some of the older characters don't have it, but yeah, it's just cheese. It's not really interesting mechanics. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. Peace out.